Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Ash.
And this is F1 Fanatics. Welcome back to another 10 Reasons Why, and it's kind of like a little mini-series really, and I think this will probably be the last one that goes out of them, of 10 reasons why. We're probably looking at Ferrari, Red Bull, and of course today Mercedes, on why we think they will win the championship. Yes, I think the other two were why they could win the championship, and this kind of feels like why they will win the championship this season. So just like any 10 reasons why, me and Ash will give 5 reasons each. Then you guys can get involved in the comments below whether you agree, disagree on our 10 reasons, and yeah, in terms of whether you have any more to add to what we've put out there. But if you are new around here and you want to keep up with lots of great F1 content, the season is just around the corner. Not sure when this goes out. Testing may or may not have happened by this stage, but yes, we are certainly very close to lights out in Melbourne. So Ash, would you like to start off with...
I normally do on 10 Reasons Why. We always discuss it, but...
We're very much, you know, we're creatures of a habit. You stand that side, I stand this side, you go first, I go second.
Yeah, okay, so I will start off, and the first one is the Mercedes is the best car on the grid in race performance. It's as simple as that. You've got cars that are faster, the Ferraris, but when it comes to Sundays, the Mercedes just has that extra performance, and they are always able to perform at the highest level and to achieve points.
Not only do they have the best car, as Ash has stated, they also have the best team, in terms of it is a well-oiled, smooth running machine at Mercedes, from the drivers up to TOTO WOLFF, up to kind of the strategists, and you know, up to the pit crew. They all are a well efficient working machine. They know each other inside out. They can trust each other so much within that, you know, compared to Ferrari, who have had their problems, Red Bull, where, you know, they do have a very good team, but you know, just parts haven't quite worked in the way that they're hoping for in the past. Everything works perfectly at Mercedes, and you just kind of, on previous history, you just see it continuing.
Yeah. Mine are going to become a theme because they're all to do with the car, and the next one is consistency. Last season, the car was so consistent. It was in and around the podium for pretty much every single race. Hamilton scored points at every single race, getting 16 podiums in the end, or was it 17?
Good question. You've thrown a stat out there that's put us on the spot. It was 16 or 17.
16 or 17 podiums. Other than that, his lowest points finish was 5th, wasn't it?
I believe so.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it was in Germany.
Correct.
10th in Germany, but that was a bit of a random race. Other than that, it was 5th, it would have been. So he was always near the front. Valtteri Bottas, on the whole, was consistent throughout the season, ensuring he was either backing up Hamilton or succeeding in getting the points where Hamilton hadn't necessarily got them. So on the whole, the car was incredibly consistent in its finishes in terms of performance as well.
And on the basis of that consistency over the years in the hybrid era, it has led to them being on the verge of some amazing records, to be the first team to ever win 7 back-to-back constructors in F1 history, and obviously the first to win a kind of 7 constructors and drivers coinciding with each other in F1 history as well. It would be an absolutely incredible feat, and as glory is just within touching distance, you can't imagine Mercedes kind of stepping off the gas at this point.
Number 3 for me, once again, about the car, its reliability. Hamilton was the only driver last season to finish every single race. In terms of engine failures, Valtteri Bottas had 1?
Yeah, that was in Brazil.
So 1. Other than that, he did crash out. You know, it happens. But if you look at the Mercedes engine in general, engine failure wise, there wasn't actually that many. You had Sergio Perez and Robert Kubica both having one at Spa, but that was in practice and not in the race. And then you had Sergio Perez in Singapore. Other than that, engine failure wise, they didn't have any. Whereas if you look at the Ferrari and the Honda engines, there were quite a few that started to build up, especially towards the end of the season. Because if you look at it, Hamilton and Bottas didn't take any engine penalties last year, did they?
They did not, no.
Only the driver pairing not to. There's another one for you.
So, it's a very good point there, Ash.
Yeah.
Mine, as you can see, Ash's were themes on the car. Mine are themes on the team. And the head of that team is Toto Wolff. He, for me, is the best team principal out of the three. Christian Horner, obviously, is second best, and Matteo Binotto is still very much learning on his feet. But Toto Wolff, in the hybrid era, has just been out and out the best team principal. He knows how to run that team, and he does an absolutely fantastic job. And you can make sure, well, you can be pretty positive that he will get everything that he needs to build another, or at least be, you know, within the last few couple of races of taking this championship right down to the wire, even if others step up. He is a very good team boss and massively helps them go forward.
And this one's going to be a little bit, you're going to first hear it and think, really? But when I explain, you'll understand why. So I'm going to go with the 2021 rule change. Now, that may seem like a weird reason as to why they're going to win the championship this year. However, at this moment in time, Mercedes is ahead. Their team, as a team, they are ahead of those chasing them. When rules stay the same, teams get closer. However, because of how big a change there is going to be to the regulations in 2021, resources are going to be taken from development of this car, I believe, quite early on in the season. So to have that advantage already means that the gap that will close isn't going to close as much as teams are hoping for, because they're going to be looking to make the big jump the following year when that is actually more likely to happen.
That's what I think people are more excited by. My number 4 is Valtteri Bottas. Now, he may not win the championship this year. I think he will probably be the closest that he will be in his Mercedes career to beating Lewis Hamilton this year. But whether that is enough is probably unlikely. But what he has proven over the course of his time in his Mercedes career, that he is capable of helping Mercedes secure the Constructors' Championship, and also used as, he's certainly competitive enough to be up there, to be used as a weapon against other teams to help secure Lewis win race wins, and to help maximise the points that Mercedes, you know, keep going.
And onto that, the main reason, Lewis Hamilton. If you've got a driver of Lewis Hamilton's stature in your team, you have always got a chance of winning the championship. Last season he scored more points than, I believe it was 8 of the 10 teams. Because I think he scored more than Red Bull in the end, didn't he, on his own?
Sounds about right.
So if you've got a driver that's already getting you ahead of the majority of the teams that are out there, then you're already in a good position. He's always in and around the podium at this moment in time. He is taking full advantage of the car that he has been given, and even on race weekends where we will stand here and say Mercedes aren't going to compete, he'll pull out a performance like at Spa and Monza where he pushed Charles Leclerc right to the edge for the race wins there. And then you'll have weekends like Sochi where we ruled out the Mercedes pretty much completely, and he went on and got a win. So, you know.
Exactly. Ferrari had done incredibly well, and then they still found a way of losing, and Lewis Hamilton finds a way to win. But the 10th reason is Mercedes will win. No, we won't make it as simplistic and easy as that one from there. So we've had Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton. Together they are the most harmonious team partnership on the grid out of the top 3 teams. Obviously, you know, they have finally worked within each other. Yes, Valtteri Bottas will be pushing Lewis Hamilton harder. That's what he's been talking about in the press. But you kind of feel when push comes to shove, if it feels like gaining Mercedes another Constructors' Championship and, you know, the prestige and brilliance that brings with it, I feel Valtteri Bottas will toe the line more. Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel, it really is just a gamble on that. No one knows this season how it's going to go, and if it ends up going more like at the end of the season like it did at Brazil and stuff, in terms of more explosive and coming together, instance like at Monza last year, you just feel they might take each other out of the game and make things difficult. And then Red Bull, Max Verstappen is clearly, you know, you could argue saying the second best driver on the grid behind Lewis Hamilton. From there, in Alexander Albon, still relatively unproven, his first season within the Red Bull car, plus with what he will have to extract out performance wise to help the Red Bull compete up with Mercedes, it just kind of feels that as part of, like I said, my whole thing's kind of being the team, it just works, and it's a tried and proven thing, and when you're betting on things, you trust on things that are kind of more reliable and proven. But that, guys, is our 10 reasons why Mercedes will win the 2020 season. I think it is the most likely outcome out of all of the top 3 teams from there. We hope you've enjoyed it. And if you are new around here, Ash, what can they do?
You can press the subscribe button so that you know when our videos are, well, our videos will go into your YouTube inbox. But if you press the bell icon, you'll also get a notification when one goes live, and you'll be able to see what we've decided to talk about, because normally it's something random.
Usually. And also, guys, if you've liked this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and like I said at the start of the video, you can get involved in the comments down below whether you agree with our reasons. What would your 10 reasons be for Mercedes winning the 2020 championship? We'd love to hear from you guys. As always, we love having chats with you guys in the comments, because like I always say, we're just F1 fans, and any excuse to talk about F1, whether it's us together or with you guys, we absolutely love doing it. So that's it, guys, for now. Thanks for watching, and you F1 fans, keep racing.